Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Anime Lounge Short Flights. Today I'm going to be covering episode 21 of Frieren Beyond Journey's End, and man, this is probably one of my favorite episodes so far of the entire series. The fight scenes were amazing, the information that we were able to tie in the past into the present was absolutely amazing, and just super badass Frieren. Absolutely loved this episode, and I cannot wait just for more. I absolutely cannot wait for more because this episode was amazing, and we finally made it through the first test, and it's just going to get more difficult from here, and I'm so for it. It's going to be fantastic. But let's kind of break down what happened in this episode. So we had the other two members of the group. I want to say their names are. So we have Kana and Luane. They were fighting the other member of the group, the guy that can just basically move Earth. They were fighting him. Of course, if you remember, it is Kana that manipulates water. So she's kind of, she's a little useless. Not useless, but she's just handicapped when it comes to this fight. While we also get a super badass fight with Frieren and the older gentleman mage. That fight was super cool. And she just overwhelmed him in stamina and just the ferocity of her attacks. While I thought it was really cool that the guy that is able to manipulate mountains, or excuse me, Earth, he was basically like, don't listen to that BS stuff from school. You use just sheer volume of attacks, and that's what's going to help you as a mage because they teach you how to defend yourself. But if it's way too heavy, essentially, then it'll work. You'll be able to win every fight that way. The other really big piece of information that I really enjoyed is that you learned that if you can't imagine how the spell works, it will not and does not work. I really like that because it makes it, of course we're talking fantasy, but it makes it kind of realistic. You can't just make somebody's blood just evaporate from within the individual. That is a reference that they make in the episode, and I like it. We can use logic in a fantasy world, and I really enjoyed it. I like the fact that they did that because it gives a kind of a boundary to what you believe has no boundaries. And if you think of a way to make it happen, then it can happen. And I enjoy that aspect because it does set limits, but those limits can be broken. And then the other really big piece of information is you find out that the individual who trained Freyren's master was an elf. Craziness. And this elf knows every bit of magic, has every grimoire, and can grant you whatever ability you want. And Frieren doesn't want it. She believes that the reason for magic is just kind of the ability to learn it and the hunt, essentially. And that is why Frieren is the one mage, even though she might not be the absolute most powerful, kind of pretty close. She was the one that was able to defeat the Demon King because that was what she wanted. She didn't want to fight stronger and stronger opponents. She wanted to kill the Demon King, and that's what happened. I cannot wait for what happens in the next episode because this was such a great episode. And then, of course, the test ends at the end of the episode. So what's the next test going to be? Is it going to be an all-out brawl between, like, 6-on-6, or like 1v1 times 6. Be very interesting. I can't wait. My favorite part of this entire episode, though, was when Frieren destroyed this barrier that had been up for, I think they said 1,000 years. Basically, she analyzed it for a day and was like, oh, yeah, that's how you break it. And then just, boom, destroys it. And that's how Kana was able to basically overpower the Earth user, because defeating a water user in the rain kind of seems impossible. And even Frieren said that. And I give it to her because it's true. I could not think of a way to defeat a water user in the rain, especially downpour rain like that. But that's all I got for this episode of Anime Lounge Short Flights. Please make sure to check out the Anime Show on Facebook and Instagram. Also, please subscribe to us, drop a like, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think of Frieren Beyond Journey's End, and have a good one.